Go ahead.
So Andrea, I'm at Sky House. In the event that we do get the tram, I'm going to check for Monner. Northway's been checked. Euler's was checked by Iggy. We'll leave Phase, Tux, Green Beret, and Valhalla closed. So if we do load with customers, all we need is one patroller per sit, and we'll eventually get to Valhalla and Green Beret.
Awesome. Any word on when the tram could run?
They're getting 65-mile-hour wind at Tower 16 of the flyer.
Hello, I'm André Lavoie. I'm a volunteer ski patrol at JPEAK. I've been on patrol for 17 years. Throughout those years, I became a senior patroller as well as a trainer evaluator. So I do this mostly over the weekends and whenever I have a chance, to take a day off during the weekday. And I do come here and just for the love of skiing and camaraderie and the great time. It's just in my nature just to be there and have some empathy for people, especially when they get hurt. Usually they're scared. It's a foreign environment. They're not used to get. You don't go skiing. You don't go skiing to get hurt, right? So when you get hurt, and you have the compassion and the care of someone who who's there to help you, I'm sure it's reassuring.
My name's Peg Doney. I'm the ski patrol director at JPEAK Resort, and I've been a director for 30 years and probably patrolled at J for 34. Volunteering is great. I think people maybe have sort of forgotten some of that or have not been exposed to it. And I think you find when you work with a group of people and you do something for somebody else, it can be the most fun thing you do and it can be the most meaningful thing you do. And you can step outside your comfort area and you do things that maybe you haven't done before and you learn. Patrollers are always learning things, and they're a neat group of people because they want to learn. So try something as a volunteer and improve your life and other people's lives.
So I started skiing here when I was a young kid, when I was like 10 or something like that. And I used to ski with my brother and my sister, and they both went to school and stuff like that. And then when I was 17 years old, I went up a chairlift with a former patroller we had named Bobby Yanni, and he was talking about how cool it was to do ski patrol and how much fun it was and stuff like that. So I came down to our old ski patrol base and got a chance to meet the crew and stuff like that, and took a course that summer and fall, and before you knew it, that winter I was on ski patrol, and that was 25 years ago this year. I love to ski. That's a huge passion for me. And being able to ski and also help people, which is another big passion of mine. You kind of put those two things together. It's a chance to kind of help people and ski at the same time, and also be part of a community. So our patrol group is, we were 80 patrollers strong, paid and volunteer, from people as young as yourself all the way up to people in their 70s and everything in between, and it's a really good group of friends and family that we work with.
I started when I was in high school. I grew up outside of Seattle in Everett, Washington, and for skiing, we skied Stevens Pass. It was a couple hours away, and everybody sort of joined ski buses through a church, through a sporting goods store, through the YMCA. So probably about 5th grade, I was on the ski bus. You went 8 times a year, and that was your season. And because it's a long drive, and so it was always hard for parents to drive kids up and whatever. So when I finished with that, my mom said, so what are you going to do about skiing? And I needed to pay for it somehow. So I joined the ski patrol with a couple of my high school friends. So we took a first aid course. In those days, that course was like 40 hours. Now our course is like 120 hours. Took a first aid course and we joined the volunteer ski patrol up at Stevens Pass.
Could run.
They're getting 65-mile-hour wind at Tower 16 of the flyer.
And we get some big wind, and one day we had a patroller calling in that he was hurt. He was on top of the metro and he was hurt and he needed help. So you could sort of tell by the tone of voice that it was scary. And what had happened, it was so windy that the building at the top of the lift tipped over. And Scott, reportedly, there were people coming up, it was a T-bar, pushed this man and his child out of the way, and the building fell on Scott's leg. And he had a horrible fracture, took him a long time to heal. So we get up there and we deal with Scott and take care of him, and he gets off onto the ambulance, and we're standing around, and it was just scary, scary windy, and it was kind of like, everybody go inside. Just, we closed the mountain for the day. And I remember driving into town, and there was the Kilgore's Trout was a coffee shop at that point, and I stopped by, and I was really like, what are you people doing out? Everybody should be home. It's so windy and scary. And it wasn't, of course, in town. The drama is always at the mountain, but it was really sad to work on a friend and a coworker, and it really affected. He had children. He was a single parent, and I was the director at the time, so working through workman's comp and getting him care for his children and shopping and care for himself was quite an ordeal. So it really made an impression on me. Most joyful times. Oh, powder days, skiing with patrollers. I took a run one time with Billy Akins and his roommate Chris. Billy was on ski patrol, and it was just a beautiful day, and we all three started at the top of the jet, and we just didn't stop till we got to the bottom. And it was the most beautiful run, probably. And oh, I get all teary-eyed. But it was really fun. So, good skiing with friends. You know, having a project that works is pretty exciting, and it's all finished.